Being in the Navy to me means a lot of things. It means being a part of something really great, being a part of, with just not just by myself, but with people. I get to do a lot of good things. I get to travel. I get to see things I thought I never ever got to see by my time in the back home. Being in the Navy is just one of the best things ever for me. I could have been anywhere else, done anything else, but I've decided to be a part of the Navy, which shows that I'm just happy. I'm happy to be here.
What being in the military means to me is you wake up every day, push through every day, and make the most of what you have, even if you're sacrificing that time without your family.
Being in the military has been something I always wanted to do, and like growing up in a household where majority of my family has been in the military, it's just something that I always like saw myself doing, and it's an honor, you know, serving for your country, and then it means a lot.
The Navy and the military means a lot to me. It means like it's the first real manual labor job I've ever worked. I've worked jobs before, but none like this. And it means I'm gonna have more opportunities in the outside civilian world given to me because of it. And it also means that I know the value of work. So I will probably never really end up having to do something that sucks this much sometimes out in the civilian world, but at the same time, it doesn't suck that bad. So you just need to find a balance, but I'll probably not end up complaining very much for the rest of my life because after this, it won't seem that bad.
Depending on how you open yourself up to it, it's either gonna make you grow, it's gonna break you down. What it means is that I can take care of my family a lot better now. You know, the hardest part is just being away from, you know, my kids, my wife, and all, you know, parents and my siblings. But other than that, it means that they're good back home. So that's worth being all the way over here for.
Let's say I'm grateful to be here in the Navy. I'm not gonna say I hate the place, because I don't, all right? But it's still none of your business.
Being in the Navy is actually like a game changer. It exposes me to new things and how things that I could branch out to that would help me out in the civilian world. And yeah, if I were to recommend the Navy to anybody, I would say, yeah, sure, join. It's actually great. It changed my way of thinking, and yeah, it opened up new opportunities and doors for me. So yeah, Navy's actually like being part of something greater, better. Yeah.
It means a lot of things. For one, it kept me out of trouble. Keeps me out of trouble, at least for the stuff I was doing back home. And there's a lot of good influences here, and pretty much like made a new family here. Navy is pretty much a new family to me. It's something new, something I wasn't used to, and Navy's it's a pretty special thing to me.
I stay in a way it helps me connect with my mom. For the longest, I feel like I didn't connect with my mom because she was out to sea a lot, and I really didn't get the conversations I wanted to help understand her better. But now that I'm in the Navy, I would say I respect my mom more, see what she's going through, because I'm actually going through it with the deployment. Just understanding my mom, that's the biggest thing for me, is the Navy helping me.
It just shows that, you know, I can be a leader to like my family, like show them like my brothers and sisters that this is something I'm doing, like something different, and I can help them out in life too. So yeah, they look up to me. That's it.
What the Navy means to me is everything. I think the Navy's molded me from when I was 18 to where I am now at 22. I'm definitely not the same person, but I think I've changed for the better.
It's just like a really big sense of pride because, you know, I'm first generation. So my mom was born in Mexico, my dad was born in Nicaragua, both came over here. So I was first generation born here, so just being in the military, they're like really proud of me, but also just getting like all these opportunities that the military provides. I love it.
Being in the military means serving your country protecting America, everything that we stand for, everything we believe in. You know, protecting people that can't defend themselves, and just I guess just maintaining the status quo.
Being in the Navy for me is a privilege, since I came from a third world country, and back there in the Philippines it was hard, like being in college. Even if you finish college, it's still like a competition, and finding jobs is so tough. And for me, a man in uniform is easy to get, but it's tough being, you know, a sailor.
It means I get to be a part of something bigger than myself, and I get to support my family the way that I want to, so they don't have to go through the same struggles that I went through growing up.
To me, being in the Navy means meeting new people, making new family wherever you go, and just making the best of every situation.
The Navy for me is like it's a big step to what I'm gonna do in my future outside the Navy. So I'm not sure I'm gonna do the 20 years. Even I'm thinking about being an officer, but I need to be sure first, because you know I want to do something outside the Navy, and I want to be my family, my wife, and all that. So for me, but the Navy is one big step in my life. So to be something better.
I wouldn't want to say it's a dream come true, but again, when I was a kid, I always kind of played with the thought of joining the military. So now that I'm actually here doing it, it's been a surreal experience. The more I go, like the more years I spend, the more I like to think of it as, you know, it's just another job to me, but it's really not. You know, another job offers the opportunity of a 22-year-old to run a whole, allows the opportunity of a 22-year-old to land helicopters, to run a whole rig operation, to pull into, you know, different ports like Thailand, places I never thought in my life I would ever get the opportunity to visit. So for me, it's definitely been something that I can take with me for the rest of my life. You know, it has taken things away from me that will forever leave like a bitter taste in my mouth. But at the same time, it's given me opportunities and just really an experience that I wouldn't trade for anything in the world. Made memories with amazing people, became friends and family with people I'd never really ever dream of. But again, it's just something I'm really from the bottom of my heart thankful for. That's it.
Sometimes I wonder why I joined, but sometimes I'm glad I joined. Got to make some kind of difference. Be a part of the 1%, and fulfill my dream of wanting to join the military.
Being in the Navy is beyond words to me, and beyond words for my family. I come from a long military family, and like just being in the list along with their names means beyond more than anything I do. So any day I come to work, I try to do beyond the work and the opportunities that they talked about, just try to one step them. Hopefully one day it's some little kid will look up to me, and I'd be glad to tell my military experience based off like the past of my family members.
It's a camaraderie, it's a brotherhood, it's a friendship, and it's a family. It's my job, it's a big part of my life, and it's my career. Above all else, I love it.
Being in the Navy to me is very much like being on any sports team. It's all about leaning on each other. It's all about supporting each other. And I think that's the best part about being in the military, is that this ship does not go anywhere unless everyone's bought in, everyone's involved, everyone's learning. And so I think it's really cool to see everyone from like the most junior sailor to the most senior sailor kind of knowing their role, knowing their responsibility, but then also being willing to help other people to grow and to learn, just to keep the ship. I mean, obviously we have a big mission that we have to accomplish, that we're, you know, the whole reason that we're out here. And so everybody kind of being involved, kind of being geared toward that same mission and helping each other out to accomplish that, I think is an incredibly rewarding thing, and something that you can learn a lot from, just working with other people and kind of learning to trust other people. And to me, that's what kind of being in the military means, is learning to kind of be a part of that team and accomplish that one shared mission.
Definitely being able to work with our allies, work with our host nations. It makes an impact of what we do. Just being able to work with, you know, our Indo-Pacific allies, the Japanese, the Australians, the Philippines, the Thailand Navy, Canadians. It's awesome. You get to experience what other sailors are going through within their countries and their operations, their evolutions, and what they're executing. So it means a lot to me just to be able to make that impact, not only within the United States Navy, but within other sailors. There's nothing better than doing a sailor swap to another ship, and they come TAD to us for a little bit, and they're training us on what they do as BMs, and we're training them what we do as BMs. There's nothing greater than to have that experience in the Navy. You know, originally what, you know, we signed up for, but those are the kind of goodies that come with being in the United States Navy. Is being able to work with other sailors, make an impact through the world, discussing unreps, small boats, evolutions, anchoring with the individuals from a different language, but at the end of the day, it's all the same language we speak, and that's boatswainmate. Being able to speak boatswainmate to another country that speaks no English, and I probably don't speak their language, but we can speak boatswainmate. The NSTMs are the same. The ATPs are the same, and we'll be able to communicate and network like that. I think being in the Navy has done a lot for myself, my family, my friends, friends and family, and definitely just being that role model for my kids, being that role model for my friends back at home, and to show them that you could be a kid from the hood in Yonkers, New York, and be able to make something out of themselves and set the example and set that kind of role model framework for sailors or civilians that want to make a monumental change within their lifestyle.